Round 2, I mean, we have to keep this hand. Despite the fact that we don't have one of our 4 Thornbow Archers, it just is a hand we have to keep. I mean, I can't comfortably mull hands just because they don't have cheap plays. If they have, you know, actual castable spells, and who knows, we could have top decked one of our archers there. We do get to go Throwing Knife into Deadbird Shaman, which is not bad. It also lets us equip plus Titanic Growth. Our opponent kept a 1-lander and is immediately punished for it. So this is actually good news for us. Now we get to go Shaman into potentially Shaman of the Pack, but we'll see. No land yet. Okay. So obviously the longer our opponent doesn't have a land, the more insane we are going to be looking here. Top decking another elf there is also very good for us. Okay, opponent found the second one. Plays the Visionary, which ordinarily would be a good block for the Shaman, but we happen to have the Force Mage play, which is going to be a little bit more crippling for him. Another elf, which is just really excellent for us. Now we just get to get in for 5. Could actually chump block here, which would be great news for us because our Deadbridge Shaman gets even better the next time around. I'm actually kind of glad he's chumping here. I mean, obviously I'd like either option was going to be great, but now at least we can comfortably attack with Deadbridge Shaman again. Oh, he's got another Visionary. All right, well, you know, I might just probably throw a Throwing Knife at it. That's fine. Didn't draw the land. Now that's pretty remarkable. 2 extra cards seen, so 3 cards seen since the last forest played. And wow, same colors as us as well, which is unexpected. So I think the play is going to be, yeah, we just go Leaf Gilder. We go Equip, Swing. I don't love trading a Throwing Knife for Elvish Visionary, but we still have the Titanic Growth. And getting in for 5 damage here is pretty nice. So now we go Leaf Gilder. And at this point we've got a pretty highly developed board. Fortunately, the Visionaries are good against us too. So something we got to watch out for. All right, he concedes. I imagine he's pretty frustrated. I would be, definitely. If I saw 4 extra cards since my last land and land drop and not able to see a land. Could be a 16 land deck like us. And he also did mulligan. So once again, maybe the Dark Dabbling option is seeming more appealing than the Touch of Moonglove, just based on the fact that he's got multiple Elvish Visionaries. I could actually see that. Touch of Moonglove will be very good if he's got some fatties. Let's do a preemptive swap just based on the fact that we saw 2 Elvish Visionaries. I know it seems early, but I guess like that Dark Dabbling cantrips and gives us a good attack into a Visionary, I guess, because of all the X1s. Touch of Moonglove, though. All right, I changed my mind back. We'll do Touch of Moonglove. I mean, just the fact that he's in green tells me he's probably, although him not hitting land drops, is that indicative of him having a really low curve like us? I don't know. Let's leave the Touch of Moonglove for now. I think the Dark Dabbling was better when we were playing against Dragon Fodder. Just playing against Visionaries, I think, is going to be fine. So let's try this again. All right, this is going to be a mulligan because we just don't do anything. Okay, this hand, however, is very good. So that was just an excellent mulligan for us. We get to go Leaf Gilder into Valeron Wardens. Potentially even Thornbow Archer, since we've got 4. Whoa, I thought I missed my land drop there for a sec. I got a lag play. But thankfully, we did hit it. Leaf Gilder of his own, okay. Thornbow Archer, just a turn too late. Now if we draw a land, we can go Wardens into Archer, though, which is pretty nice. Okay, Read the Bones is pretty good, no doubt. He hasn't played his land yet, either. Top deck land for us is quite good, though. We get to go Warden's Thornbow Archer, like I said, and get into Wild Instincts range, which is quite nice. Otherwise, just playing Wardens I'm perfectly content with as well. Okay, so let's just go for the Wardens play here. I should have seen what he did with the Read the Bones. Put a card on top, put a card on top. Wow, top both cards. Okay. Found some spicy draws. Ah, Dwynen. Man, can you imagine if we had Dwynen in our deck? Land play there would have been pretty insane. I guess we have to go... Man, that's too bad. I guess we just go... Well, alright. So the issue now is Dwynen's going to be able to get in and gain my opponent life. If I play Shaman of the Pack, my opponent loses 2. And at least I do have a double block for Dwynen, but that's assuming my opponent has no combat tricks, which seems unlikely. I still think Shaman of the Pack is actually the right play, because if I draw a land, I'm going to need to be able to Wild Instincts Dwynen. So despite the fact that I'm holding a grip full of, well, a couple elves rather, I think this is actually the wiser play. This makes a land draw that much better for Wild Instincts, potentially even letting us get in with Wardens for the card draw. Dwynen would have been such a nasty addition for our deck. Okay. I want my opponent to tap out, and then we get a land, so I can basically, if we can Wild Instincts Dwynen, we're going to be sitting a lot prettier here. But I'm not going to feel comfortable unless my opponent is absolutely tapped out, because even with Leaf Gilder up, I don't feel comfortable. If my opponent attacks... Yeah, I think we're going to take this. And the main reason why is I can smash... back, or my opponent potentially taps out. Like, it's pretty telling that my opponent's got a combat trick. Okay, tapped out. So now, if we draw the land, we're in good shape. Like, we can get back in this if we draw the land. There we go. Okay, so now we can Wild Instincts Dwynen, which is just a necessity, as far as I'm concerned. And I get to swing with Shaman, but then he trades with Visionary, so I guess we just pass. But getting rid of Dwynen is, like, all I really wanted. Dwynen was absolutely going to take that game over, so getting that out of the way was good news. We know he's 100% he's got a combat trick. He wouldn't have made that attack if he didn't. I'm not going to be able to really play around a combat trick so well, but We'll size up the situation. Okay, Recluse not too intimidating. Angel's Tomb a little bit more so. Especially since I don't have a ton of means to deal with it. But let's, ooh, well, that's actually pretty good. I wish I had double black, but I guess we just, yeah, I guess we just eat Leaf Gilder and pass. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just doesn't make the best use of the mana. And like I said, he does have combat tricks, so at least one combat trick. Alright, it's pretty good for him. He's going to get to bash us with Angel's Tomb, potentially finding another creature to activate the Angel's Tomb with. Eva's Force Mage, that's a pretty good one. So we get hit down here. He even gets to pump his own Angel's Tomb with the Force Mage, which is quite strong. Titanic Growth's pretty good here. So I can eat Recluse, swing with Shaman. I can do it with Assassin too, actually. That might be better. Yeah, I like that. It's, I guess with Shaman, though, we get a chance to deal one more damage to our opponent. I do want to start to get... I want to pressure him. I definitely want to pressure him. Let's say he pumps Graveblade Marauder, though. I'm going to have to chump block that. Problem is I can't Wild Instincts a Graveblade Marauder. This is a bit of a challenging spot. I could just play Automaton. Actually, that's not bad. If I do Automaton, I can Wild Instincts a Graveblade Marauder with that, gain some life. It's not great, though. It does make the best use of mana this turn. I think we go Automaton. I want to get my board more developed before I bust out the Wild Instincts, I think. Also, if he attacks with the Graveblade Marauder, I can double block and he can only kill one thing, but that doesn't apply if he's got the combat trick, which, once again, I'm almost 100% sure he does have. I'm thinking I'm going to have to gain life here. So he plays Force Mage, he pumps Tomb. Let's say he gets in with everything. I guess the blocks are Warden's Visionary, Automaton Assassin on Marauder, and Shaman on Recluse, maybe? Oh, Gaia's Revenge. Sheesh. That guy's big. Alright. Gaia's Revenge is a big boy. At least I can target it with Wild Instincts, but still have a wall of mobs I have to get through. Pretty sure I'm dead next turn if I don't gain life, because, like I said, my opponent almost assuredly has Might of the Masses or Titanic Growth, so I think I have to use Automaton to kill Gaia's Revenge. And the only reason I'm doing this is so well, beyond getting it off the board, well, yeah, I think we do. It gains me life, which is important because, like I said, I think my opponent's got a Force Mage and a Titanic Growth in hand. At least I'm hoping it's Titanic Growth, because if it's Might of the Masses, I guess we go to 1. No, I guess we're dead if he swings with everything. Well, I think we were in a tough spot regardless. If I didn't eat the Guy's Revenge, I would have eaten, I guess, an Empath or a Recluse. I think what's going to happen is he's going to play a Force Mage, activate a Tomb, pump Tomb, swing with everything, and then pump whatever's unblocked with either Might of the Masses or Titanic Growth and kill us. But I'm not sure we had an out. I think that was just the way it had to go down. Him playing Guy's Revenge is a bit surprising, considering he kept a one-lander in game 1, which made me presume he really doesn't have much in terms of a sideboard. Angel's Tomb is definitely a big deal against us. Although, maybe, bringing in the Caterpillar doesn't seem that smart. I feel like we can attack into our opponent most of the time pretty well, especially if we see those early archers or any sort of combat trick. Greyblade Marauder is admittedly a very good, a really good card against us. This seems like a pretty difficult one to win, especially since I'm almost 100% sure he has a combat trick. I do think Touch of Moonglove is still the better card in this match than the Dark Dabbling would be. Yeah, we're definitely dead to a combat trick, so I don't have any choice. I have to do some kind of awkward blocks here. Although, he did pump the Visionary, which is interesting. Let's see. I guess. What can I do here? Marauder deals 4 to us at the moment. Or Marauder needs to be blocked. I can't play around a combat trick. That's really the main issue here. I just can't. I'm in no position to play around a combat trick. Well, if he has Might of the Masses, we're dead anyway. If we have Titanic Growth, we can survive, but we have such a net loss. Like, I trade here, I trade here, I chump, or I block here, I chump here, I trade here, and then I take 4, and my opponent doesn't have to use the combat trick. And then I don't know what I hope to top deck because I can't beat the Tomb. I think he's got the combat trick. All right, I think I have to play where he's got the combat trick. So that means survival is paramount. So if survival's paramount, we're just gonna do a block that lets us survive. So the block that lets us survive is a trade here, a chump block here. Guess my opponent. Sorry, I have it. Oh, so he did have. Oh, he had both. Oh, okay. You know what's funny is I had done the math to play around the Titanic Growth. What I didn't realize is I think I had actually successfully played around Might of the Masses there too, but I absolutely did not play around Might of the Masses and Titanic Growth. So I should have read my opponent's message a little bit earlier. It did not work out for us, but I played it correctly. I mean, I knew he had the combat trick. The problem was even with the combat trick, even playing around the combat trick, our board state was going to be very poor after that block. So that was a tough situation. Let's try game 3 here. I don't think Caterpillar on the play against Angel's Tomb seems wholly unnecessary. I think we're just gonna really try and beat down in game 3 here. Okay, gotta keep this. I mean, we've got the early beats. We draw a green mana or any mana, at least in Eyeblight Assassin range. Obviously, green mana is what we're hoping for. I mean, these guys get around Elvish Visionary quite nicely. And even Leaf Gilder. Undercity Troll, on the other hand. Okay, green mana, please. So that's really tough. That's a tough one. If I double block, a combat trick is too big of a blowout there. All right, at least I can attack into that. Would very much like a mana here, please. Well, we're on a fast road to loss here if we don't draw mana. Unfortunately, I wish that weren't the case. Greyblade Marauder, too. Real problematic card. Not seeing that green mana was so costly. All right, well, Fetid Imp is pretty helpful, but it doesn't do anything against Undercity Troll, unfortunately. Problem is he swings with both now. I don't know what I can do against Empath. Well, thankfully he didn't attack with it, but if I double blocked it, he could have just combat tricked and really cost us dearly there. More life. I don't know how I beat Undercity. Well, no, I guess I can't beat Undercity Troll now. Land, I mean, any land would be just perfect right now. That's sad. At least a land would have let us kill the Gilder and get something on the board, but nothing there is pretty painful. Yeah, well, getting to that point. Oh no, Zindakar's Royal with the land. I can't imagine a scenario where we win this. We've already gotten to that point. Yep, so late. Okay. So late. Can't even attack as the Hitchclaw Recluse. Trying to think of some scenario how I win this. Oh, that actually... Let me think about this. If we draw green... No, he's got the Recluse. That's... Oh, I was so close. The problem is the Recluse. If I could get in with Fetid Imp, Might of the Masses, Titanic Growth, plus the 2 life from that. What is that? 5, 9, 10, 11? I guess it's still short. Technically. Oh my god, he's attacking with the Recluse. Probably means he has a pump. I didn't see what he did with the Read the Bones. Both on top, yeah, that spells combat trick. Yeah, that spells combat trick, sadly. I'm taking 10 currently too. I mean, can I even play? Obviously I cannot play around a combat trick. How do I win this game? Like, let's talk about realistic ways to win this game. How do I minimize damage here so I can still... I just don't have lethal. Let's say I blight it. Let's say I Thornbow Archer block. That's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's still lethal. Oh, I want it so bad. So badly do I want it. What if I go like this and like this? He doesn't get the extra damage from Marauder that a creature in the graveyard would give. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At this point, I'm accepting that we lose to Pump because I just can't win. If I lose more stuff here, I just can't win. So I think I have to keep my archers somehow, and I don't know. I don't know how I would win this. All right. Well, I mean, it's an unfortunate loss. I wish we could have. I really wish we could have drawn better in that final game there. That would have been so nice. We had such a potential excellent start, but definitely fell short with all the land misses. Punishing loss, disappointing, but thought the deck was cool. Hopefully, I can do better in the future. I guess I don't know what else to say. All right, we'll see you back in the Swiss draft.